Oh, what fun. Now that we're in standard time, my cats wake me up at 5:30 a.m.
I sure do love it when the driver in front of me keeps braking for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Why would anyone make their ringtone the final Jeopardy theme? You're a monster.
I need my glasses to find my glasses. I've reached peak adulthood.
I would say so. Have such a good day. Oh, hello, Internet, and welcome to Have Such a Good Day, your new favorite podcast.
Hey, guys. It's the show that is as comfortable as your favorite sweater.
Ooh, and that's a very comfortable sweater.
You know, someone actually wrote in, that was a review on iTunes by a Buchanan Moncure. What a name. I like that name.
Absolutely.
So sophisticated.
It's sort of presidential,
It
but
is.
yet French.
Moncure. It's a really cool name. It's fun to say.
Speaking of sweaters, so my friend RJ the other day, I was at his house. He lives in LA with us. And he was like, oh, I have one of your sweaters. I've just been totally forgetting to, give it back to you. And I was like, what sweater? I thought really hard about what sweater would it be? I can't even imagine. And he brings out the sweater, and it's my favorite sweater.
Does it have moth holes in it?
No, it does not.
Which is your favorite sweater? I probably know it. Is it the rainbow one?
It's a Vince sort of white with sort of...
I
You've
think
totally seen it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've had this sweater for years.
And you forgot you owned it.
I forgot I owned it.
Good on
to
you,
the
Sarah.
point where he was like, I'm like, maybe it's not even my sweater. It's just some other girl's sweater. And I saw it. I was like, my precious.
Doesn't it make you think how many things you've lost that you don't even
miss?
Where you don't even miss. You would miss if you found out.
Well, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I love this sweater.
It's so great.
But I hadn't thought about it in months.
I love it.
Yeah, it was like getting a new sweater all over again.
Wonderful. And, I got to pitch the bonus topic for all of you who are still on the edge of wanting to contribute $5 a month. What?
Heather made that sound very precarious. The idea is $5 per month or more patrons get a bonus topic in every show. So we're gonna tease what that bonus topic is.
And it's a wonderful. What we're doing for $5 is it's worth the money. I think.
I mean, it's better than stripping.
Yeah, and it's literally the cost of a cappuccino with a tip.
It's
one cappuccino, not multiple cappuccinos.
It's a cost of a drip coffee with a tip.
That's crazy.
I should know on that blue bottle every morning.
Do you get any content with your coffee? No, I don't think so.
No.
But you could drink a cup of coffee from home and listen to our show.
Exactly.
And get a juicy bonus topic, which this week, is going to be from a good friend, Anna Pizzello. I went to college with her. She's the one that pitched this.
Nice.
Hey, Anna.
Hi.
What has been the most pivotal moment of your life that you did not plan?
Ooh.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. And I think that we'll get into this later, but that's a topic that's very juicy because it could be pivotal in a good way or not a good way.
Yeah, I mean, pivotal, it could be a
something that you
thing
didn't plan.
Yeah.
Happens every day, you know?
Yeah.
Such is life.
Such is life.
So this is the show where Heather and I, examine the weirdness of life.
This is true. And you know what else? It's about us sharing the absurdity of our everyday life for your entertainment.
Correct. Now, I just want to give a real quick shout out to Tom Merritt, who is my co-host on Daily Tech News Show, which is another podcast that I host and produce. What up, Tom? It was funny. I was hanging out with him and Veronica Bellman. I'm sure a lot of you know. All of our mutual podcast friends.
Hey, V.
We were at PatreonCon, and it was funny. I said we were kind of talking at lunch, and I was like, it's funny. Heather and I, we know what we love about the show, but it's hard for us to put it into a sentence.
It's we've had a couple sentences. I think that we have
But it's what's our one-liner? And Tom was like, I have one.
I know
for your show,
and that's
I was
what
like,
it was.
You're right.
It's so great.
It's the absurdity of our everyday lives for your entertainment.
I love
that's
it.
What
it's great. Let us know what you guys think about that, because I think that really encompasses it pretty good.
And if you really like it, we were also thinking a little merch option stuff.
I actually came up with some ideas yesterday.
Oh, did
I'm going to
you?
show you.
Oh,
later.
did you?
Yeah.
we're thinking, and please weigh in if you like this idea that we
Leather jackets. Have such a good day.
want a leather jacket? That'll be $450. But no, we can add some merchandise options on our website, which is havesuchagoodday.com. And between Heather and I, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals. So it's like, the variety of like faces and cuteness and like HSGD.
Oh yeah, definitely. I need to get a dog, and then we'll even it out.
Oh man,
no, we're gonna
I
come up
need
with
you to
some
get
designs.
a dog.
I know, I really do, because we have to even out like the scales. Because right now I'm short on animals.
I'm positive that you will regret it, and then you'll come around. Just like I did.
I already know what kind of dog I want. I just saw it the other day, and it's what I want.
Is it something that you want to talk about, or?
Yeah. I don't know why it's so weird. You might be surprised.
Okay.
I mean, I like all kinds of dogs. I like big dogs. I like German, or I like Saint Bernards, and I like real big dogs. But what I really want is a black Labradoodle.
Well, that's
and
not weird.
The tall one, like the big one.
Well, the big one probably means more of a poodle.
This guy was a Labradoodle, and he was pretty big, but he wasn't a poodle. He was just like
Labradoodle means part poodle.
Yeah, exactly. No, I do know that, but I don't want a poodle. I want to clarify that.
Sure. No, I understand.
Yeah. And they're so gentle and sweet. I don't know why I love them so much, and their fur is so soft. They're just so cute.
And
the cutest faces and ears.
I want you to have a Labradoodle and a black one, and I'm so
rare.
excited for you.
Yeah, so we'll see. Not quite yet, but maybe very soon.
Maybe, yeah. Well, you work up to it.
So Sarah, how was your week?
Oh man, so my week was really good, for the most part. I'm settling into my place. Anybody who watched our video version of the show last week saw us in my living room for the first time, and I've kind of hung some stuff up since then, and I got like a shower curtain, and just stupid stuff that doesn't really mean much, but it
makes it more homey.
It makes it so much more homey.
Totally.
So I'm settling in, and I'm happy about that. However, I did, and this is like sort of a deep little anecdote of my week, but I did have, and I'm just going to go ahead and put everybody on blast right now because they can all F the fuck off. So this boyfriend of mine from a long time ago, not recently, so, goes way back.
Yeah.
We've tried to kind of keep a friendship. For the last few years.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you kind of fall out of touch or whatever, but I always was like, you weren't a great boyfriend, but I don't hate you. I'd like you to, maybe transition into some sort of a friend.
Sure.
And that seemed to be going well, as far as I thought, until his current girlfriend, texted me last week to say, you stop messing with my boyfriend.
Wow.
Is
that what she said?
Yes.
Essentially. Wow.
And I was like, unfamiliar number. Don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't messing with him.
Yeah.
Because that's like old news.
Totally.
Well, long story short, as you can probably deduce, he has not been truthful with current girlfriend.
Oh boy.
And even though it really has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's still like a big lie.
Yeah, big fat lie.
Big fat lie.
It's amazing that people actually do that.
And to the point where I'm like, I really went out of my way to be your friend.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that.
No.
But I liked you.
Sure.
I thought you had good qualities.
Absolutely.
I thought it might be okay, but you're a liar, and you're hurting people.
Totally.
And I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a little white lie.
No,
that is a massive lie.
Oh yeah.
And someone who is a compulsive liar, that's dangerous. I mean, especially being really close to someone.
It makes me wonder. Okay, you lie sometimes because you're trying to get away with stuff.
Sure.
Or you feel guilty. And you don't want to face the music.
Yeah.
But the compulsive lying stuff, sometimes I'm like, that was a lie that was unnecessary. Like, what is wrong with you?
There's
I can't be your friend.
No, you don't. That is dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever be. I don't care how much they have special qualities. And I get it. We've talked about this in previous shows where, you get attached to like the way someone is, but maybe they have like fundamental shitty qualities, but like you're still kind of really like them. It's hard. Well, that's. I'm glad that you kind of clean the slate on that.
Yeah. It was not a fun experience.
No, definitely not.
But I do feel relieved.
I would be like,
because
he's out of your life.
Toxicity.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, definitely not.
Bye.
No.
Peace.
Get rid of that. Clean some house. So, it's funny. I know we all know that smiling is infectious. And it's not that I don't smile. I mean, I do smile. But on voting day of all days, I couldn't believe it because I was a little stressed about the election. But I was going to go down and do some errands. I walked by your house. In fact, I looked up at your window and kind of waved because I wasn't sure if you were up there or not.
What if I was like in the window, like, hi, Heather, yes.
That would be amazing. You're like waiting for me to walk by.
How long were you waiting?
You're like constantly looking out there for me.
I do have one window that looks over the street, so like,
and you have the table there.
I have a table there, and sometimes in the morning I'm like not fully dressed, where I'm like, you know what? I'm probably putting on a show. For the neighbors, but
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, like if you want to look in my house, you're gonna see nudity. Sorry, just don't look.
Good to know. So I went down to get a couple items, like really basic stuff, like salt and like half and half or something. Really exciting shopping list. But
salt and half.
I really seriously needed like some good Himalayan salt, obviously. But I ended up it was such a beautiful day. I don't know if you remember voting day, but it was a beautiful day. And
it was nice.
I ended up doing a tour, and I ended up going to the Echo Park Lake, and it was just, seriously gorgeous. All the pigeons were out and the ducks. I thought of you.
And the
it
geese,
was gorgeous. Oh.
And there's some other like, because Heather and I, live right next to each other, so it's the same lake that I walk around with my dog, and like there are also some other birds there where I'm like, what is that, an egret? Like,
I love egrets.
Like
because they're like little shore birds.
There are other types of birds, a lot of birds.
And it's, it was really weird. It was like, I felt like I was in a music video because I was like, listening to music, and I was like, whoa, it was almost like this zippity doo dah, like the sun was out, and I felt really light and good. I was just, I don't know, I felt like happy, and I literally was smiling. It was almost weird. I kind of was like, what are you doing? Because when you're walking on the street and you're smiling, it can be a little awkward.
Am I insane?
Yeah. And so, but I swear people reacted to it. It was quite extraordinary. And I really was like very in the moment and aware of like what was going on. And people, it makes such a difference. I feel like I helped make people's days better by smiling, walking down the street.
And I think you probably did.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then it's funny, I did, the tour around the lake, and I lived in LA, we both did, in 2004 to 2007-ish. Mm-hmm. And I had a boyfriend on the east side at the time, and so I spent a lot of time over here, and some girlfriends lived over here. And I remember Echo Park Lake to be very different. And I was really taken aback by how much nicer it has gotten. Because what I remembered, and I never was really eager to go back there because I remembered it being kind of run down, kind of some weird people, like a little sketchy. Mm-hmm. And when I went the other day, I was like, that was a long time ago. This is a nice park.
It
wasn't
really
like
nice.
that back then.
Oh, it's really nice.
It wasn't. And so I love how you can kind of like, I had this memory as I was walking around. I was thinking about the memories that I had from back then, and I was sort of paving over that memory. This place is way better than I remember.
It's
and
cool.
I was kind of tripping on it.
Yeah,
I was like, what was it like back then? I'm actually going to kind of look that up or talk to some of my friends about it because maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I don't remember it being as nice as it is now.
Yeah,
anyway, that was kind of an interesting experience.
Well, and I don't know, score one for gentrification.
No, it's so true.
So
true.
There's something to be said about, you probably do remember something that was different.
You're right.
The neighborhood that we live in, as far as I have heard across the board, is like, oh, well, you should have seen it 20 years ago.
A lot of these East Side little enclaves are getting gentrified. I mean, there's still a lot of great like grit and culture and, but it's a mix. It's like you've got like a nice, kind of hip restaurant, and then you've also got like a good dive, so I like that variety. Like I would prefer that.
I do too.
I like having like a mix.
Yeah, I'm very happy here. On the subject of smiling, what really gets my goat is when like you lock eyes with somebody. This always happens to me when I'm walking my dog and someone else is walking their dog. Like sometimes,
there's lots of helicopters tonight.
Yeah, someone's getting arrested eventually. Maybe there's a
or maybe
high-speed
it's a
car
heist.
chase.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Or a bank heist or something. You lock eyes with somebody and you smile, and they kind of like scowl at you back, where you're like, whoa.
I think it makes people uncomfortable because it's such an open expression. Smiling is very. You have to be in the mood to be smiled at.
Well, and most of the time people smile back, and it's like, good morning,
that's
good
true.
morning. I usually do my walks in the morning, so we're all saying good morning to each other. Like, that's the norm.
Sure.
The person who kind of is like, ugh, or like kind of like looks weird at my dog or whatever, where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Are you having a bad day?
Yeah.
Or you just not neighborly? Or what's your problem?
I wonder what would happen if you just like stopped and went, how are you doing today? Like, is there anything I can do to help? Like, that would be weird.
Maybe they would like some large Cheez-Its.
You were going to bring those large Cheez-Its tonight. I'm so disappointed.
So real quick.
She goes, I bought these Cheez-Its. They were like this big. What? They're like a sheet of...
No, they weren't that big. So if anybody is aware of my my love for... Snacks and particularly crackers.
She does love crackers. And chips.
The Wheat Thin is the perfect cracker. The Triscuit is a close second, but definitely second. Yeah, chips are a whole different thing.
Yeah.
The Cheez-It is wonderful because it doesn't actually need a dip because it already has like that cheddar flavor.
I think that's number one for me.
However, the problem that I've always had with Cheez-Its is they're kind of small.
Yeah.
So when I was at the convenience store today and it was like Cheez-Its giant on the box, I was like, we've solved everything. Like,
amazing.
Are they Pop-Tart size?
That would be amazing.
No, they're Wheat Thin size, which is fine.
But did you not know until you opened the box?
No,
or
how could you know?
Well, because maybe they show this actual size on the.
Well, it was false advertising.
Okay.
Anyway, it tasted just as good as always, but I wanted it to be like a very large Cheez-It.
I think,
and that's what I wanted to bring.
This is a wonderful idea.
This is what I wanted to bring to Heather's house, so I could just be like, look at how big this Cheez-It is. But maybe they were always meant to be small.
Well, I'm gonna have to come over and steal some very extra large Cheez-Its from your house.
Yes, please. You'll have to
sneak
theft them from my
night.
home. Yeah, no other way to
Climbing
get
through
them.
the window.
Yeah. Well, I don't even lock my door half the time, so come on in.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
So it was a big vote week this week.
Huge.
And we are not going to deal with our political beliefs too much on the show because we're not. But, I think many of you can probably think of what Heather and I would have voted for and what we did vote for. The reason I bring it up is I find it interesting that I got so excited because we voted at the same polling place.
Yeah.
Elementary school. Mm-hmm. That's close to us. It's, very, very typical to vote at a school. But the absentee ballot people were sort of like, whatever. I did that like a month ago.
I had an absentee ballot, but I like to I usually don't drop it in the mail because I usually wait till the day of because I'm just, but I end up going to a polling place.
But I find that the energy from doing that is worth it to me.
I totally agree.
The weird thing about it is like, and I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes, but like, this is why Amazon doesn't work for me that much because I like to go places.
You like instant gratification.
I like instant gratification. I'm an impulse buyer and I like eye contact.
I get
and
that.
I like to I want to go to the pet store and be like, thank you very much. My cat litter was very expensive. Goodbye.
Thank you and fuck you. I'm just kidding.
But I think the voting thing, like, there's something about being part of a movement
Sure.
that I mean, it's super convenient
Yeah.
to mail in your ballot, and like voting is, as long as you vote, like, I'm not
I agree
judging
with you. I
but,
really do agree.
Yeah.
But I also will say I do like receiving a package from Amazon in the middle of the day, and it feels like I just got a present, and I love it. And I love the whole service of Amazon. It's incredible. Like sometimes I'm like, how did you get it here so fast? But I love both. I like to just spend money where I can.
I mean, it's
Just kidding.
you and everyone I've ever met are like, Sarah, why would you not like
I love the
pay for
convenience of
Amazon
it.
Prime?
And I'm so amazed because
And I'm
you're
like,
high tech.
maybe once a year I buy something on Amazon.
That's
In fact,
so
I did the other
interesting
day.
to me.
I bought like an indoor outdoor. It's actually like what we're sitting on right now,
Yeah.
like a rug
Yeah.
that goes outside. And I walked out of my house and I'm like, the hell is that?
That's what. Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
It was like a big old thing rolled up.
Yeah, like I'm like.
Well, most of the stuff I
bought
buy
that.
on Amazon, it's like I buy my coffee, like my Nespresso pods. I buy like household items. So I don't buy like neat things. Sometimes I'll buy a book or, but I'll buy like cat food.
Yeah,
and,
it's stuff that's
toilet
reoccurring.
paper. And,
Sure.
so it's not exciting. Most of the time it's not exciting stuff. But my problem is I have a box out front that I'm returning two things. And they have this weird thing now where it's like, return at your local Kohl's you don't have to print. There's these options where it's like you don't have to print. Go to your local Kohl's. Where are the local Kohl's? Like a really
Why can't
far.
you go to a Whole Foods?
I know they're really far away. It's never convenient, but I don't have a printer. So like I've got this box of 2 returns that are out front. You probably saw them when you walked in. I'm frozen. I don't know what to do. I don't have a printer. I don't even know where a Kohl's is, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm like,
my God.
I'm gonna
If somebody-
beg the next Amazon guy that comes by to just
Yeah.
take it from me.
This is why I'm like, I don't have pens.
Yeah,
I
you don't.
won't print things.
No, you
I
have
don't
a printer. You
know. I don't know where a Kohl's is, and I'm not going.
And why Kohl's? Like, why not Whole Foods or Safeway or Walgreens? Like CVS. CVS would be a brilliant idea, don't you think?
Or a Rite Aid, or
Yeah,
a Walgreens.
sure.
I mean, the list goes on. Love a good drugstore.
Oh, love a good drugstore.
telling you.
I'm serious. I do too. In fact, okay, we're getting off track a little bit. I did want to mention, we'll get into the drugstore stuff at some point, but I wanted to mention about the voting thing. I thought was really interesting. Every year it gets more and more monumental, like the whole social aspect of it and the stickers and like the selfies, I voted kind of thing.
Where you're sort of like, and if you don't post a picture, but maybe you didn't vote.
Oh, exactly.
That kind of thing.
You totally feel guilty. And then, people get all inventive. Like, I'm going to put my sticker on my nose. Or I'm going to put them on my boobs. I saw like a bunch
and be like,
of boob
look,
pics.
it's like a boob pic.
It's like
but
I'm
like,
so-
but I voted because I'm an adult.
I'm so clever.
Yeah,
I'm going to put it on my
funny.
butt,
Yeah.
like,
But
I
look
don't
at
know.
my butt.
Everyone's trying to one up each other. Social media is so stupid sometimes.
Yes,
I
it
get
is.
it, but it's like, you do. I think people are guilted into doing it. Jump on the bandwagon, take your voting selfie, put the sticker in the middle of your forehead like a bindi. I don't know. I didn't do anything cool. I put it on my shirt that had lint all over it, and I took a picture, and it was super boring. But
I wasn't going to, and it's funny that you mentioned this because I'm with you. I feel like if I want to post a photo of the sticker that proves I voted, I might.
Yeah.
But if I don't, doesn't mean I didn't vote.
exactly.
So I posted a photo of my dog with one of my bras on his head. It was weird. He walked out of the bedroom, and I'm like, "What is that?"
Oh,
is
you
that
had it on your head.
Yeah, he was
Or
it was-
on his head.
Well, it was like one of the arms was kind of like around
Funny,
his.
he walked out of your room with a bra on his head.
And he was like,
were you laughing so hard?
I mean,
That's ridiculous. Sarah, go easy on your mic.
Jeez. At first, I was like, "What is that? Oh, it's my bra. Oh, that's adorable. All right."
That's really silly.
So that was like my voted.
That's really fun.
Picture.
And also when I was walking around that day smiling, I didn't wear my sticker, and I kind of regretted it because people were wearing their stickers and they were kind of looking at me, like giving me a little bit.
Oh
of
yeah,
an
like
eye.
why are you
And I'm
so
like,
happy, you non-voter?
Yeah, it's funny. I did think that. I was like, people think I didn't vote because I don't have my sticker on.
Yeah.
But don't they see the smile on my face?
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, speaking of pressure, actually, it's funny. you like Broad City, right?
Love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. I love Abbi Jacobson. She's one of the main actresses in the show.
One of the creators.
She's one of the creators. Yeah, and she is a writer. She's written a bunch of books. I have actually most of her books, and she's also an artist. She actually went to art school. She's really cute. She does things that really resonate with me. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to draw, and I still do actually. I just did a LaCroix can recently, but I like to draw everyday items.
Very on brand.
Yeah, I like to draw everyday items. So, like for example, if this bottle was in front of me, I would take a pencil and just draw it like with my eye. Just like draw, not trace, but like draw.
Is it meditative for you? Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I did it. I wish I kept them. I don't know where they went. I threw them away, obviously. I used to draw cereal boxes because I ate so much cereal as a kid. I'm like Seinfeld. I had like 18 cereals.
What was your favorite cereal?
Oh, so many things. I loved grape nuts. I loved like
I loved
frosted
grape nuts.
like wheat.
Frosted mini wheats.
Mini wheats. I loved Honey Nut Cheerios. I loved Golden Grams. I didn't have too many sugar cereals, but I did have. I think Golden Grams was the most sugary, and I loved honeycomb. Big honeycomb person. Loved that because it's like lightly sweetened, and I love the texture. Like cereal is like texture for me, and it's so funny. I miss cereal. I truly, deeply miss cereal.
Well, Heather, cereal still is out there, and it's waiting for you.
But I don't ever have an opportunity to eat it. Like it's almost like it has to be a snack.
What about every morning when you wake up?
Because I do my smoothie and I can't.
It doesn't really fit.
No, it doesn't fit. And so now it's funny because I think about cereal all the time. I love it. I really do. And I go down the cereal aisle sometimes and I'm like, I love like even just like the rice puffs, the simple rice puffs with a little touch of honey. Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting off track, but this book, I actually bought it from Amazon, which I realized later I should have gone to our local bookstore and gotten it, but I don't know if they would have had it.
I bet they do.
For people who are listening, I'm showing the book that I received today. Started reading it for the show.
And the book is called?
It is called I Might Regret This, Essays, Drawings, Vulnerabilities, and Other Stuff by Abbi Jacobson. And it's funny
Abbi Jacobson of Broad City.
Mm-hmm. And she's somewhat of a comedian. I mean, she's not like really a stand-up. Well, she's done like Upright Citizens Brigade. So she's done some like the stand-up kind of thing. But she has a dark comedy vibe. She reminds me a lot of like the things we talk about. Mm-hmm. So it really resonates with me what she talks about. This one's a private journal of like adult concerns, which kind of reminded me of our show. And I what a lot of things resonated with me. Her drawings are a lot like my cereal boxes, very similar. She'll just draw like a basket of figs, like totally random everyday items. Mm-hmm. It made me think about how maybe there's a theme going on in the world. We are more vulnerable on the show. We are getting more and more vulnerable. I mean, this is a very vulnerable book. I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. I think a lot of people are kind of coming out with their true feelings these days. Maybe it's the political climate. I don't know.
I think that probably plays into it. And I think, we're all a little better for it.
I think that
it's a little messy.
It is.
But I think it's cathartic.
She said the same thing. She said, look, I might have gone too far. She might regret this.
In fact, that's the name of her book.
That's what she says. Mm-hmm. But she feels that maybe you guys will get a lot out of it. So I think that our audience in particular might be interested in this book. Let me know, ping me if you want more information.
Have read it or
something, or want to chat about it.
Or yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And perhaps that would happen in our Discord. Speaking of, we don't want to talk too much about our Patreon because I know we do this on every show. However, wanted to just focus on one tier of our patrons who are just the best, and we love you all. For $10 a month, so $10 per month, you get lots of perks. But one of those perks is being our Discord.
Yep.
And our Discord has been going off lately.
Oh yeah, it's been pretty cool.
We have like such a fun community.
We really do. We got a bunch of new people recently, and it's funny. I'm like, is it maybe because we're being a little more honest and we're kind of putting ourselves out there?
I think I don't think we sell ourselves short. I think people are like, okay, we're into this.
Let's do this.
Let's talk. The idea behind Discord, if you're not familiar, is it's a chat app.
It's like Slack or any kind of messaging program.
Yeah, like think of it as real time instant messaging. And we have a really cool group in there. And just shout out to everybody who's in our Discord because you guys are really cool, and I really enjoyed getting to know a lot of you. And
it's been really fun.
And anyway, so you can do that as a patreon.com/have such a good day $10 a month or more a month member.
What else do you get?
Well, you get a weekly newsletter.
You do, and you get your name in the credits.
You get your name in the credits. And I don't know, probably other things that we are giving you that I haven't thought about.
We're gonna get some merch going here soon.
We are actually. Yeah. That's actually
little undies and boxers. And,
boxers.
Little bralettes.
Yeah, sports bras. just comfy indoor attire.
Pants. Yep.
Indoor pants.
That's a great idea.
Indoor pants.
Oh my gosh. You guys
with
let us know.
Otis's butt.
Oh man. And have such a good day down the side.
Ooh,
I love that.
very
my gosh.
good.
I don't want to reveal all my great ideas, but you guys should let us know if there's any kind of merch that you want. Maybe a beanie for the winter.
Sure.
Caps.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. A fedora. I don't know. They're probably coming back.
Fedora would be fun.
Anyway, thank you to everyone who is a patron of the show.
Seriously.
I'll keep it brief, but you keep this show alive, and without your support, we would not be able to do this. So thank you so much. I mean, we could do it, but it would just be really
We'd
sad.
be like,
so Heather,
yes, Sarah.
Speaking of things that
make me wither.
Well, it'll make you wither. It probably won't make me wither. No. So I love a good reality show.
Oh yes, I do know this.
And I like a bad reality show. Meaning the worse the better.
Sure.
And I've found it.
What is it?
It's called 90 Day Fiance.
Ooh.
Now you might say 90 days, 3 months. What's the deal?
Yeah. What is the deal?
Well, it turns out that in the U.S., that is usually a span of time where the government will sort of monitor you to see if that person from another country really loves you and deserves a green card.
Interesting.
Or is gaming the system. And both are possible and both happen all the time, right?
So the
you might actually be in love.
Only foreigner combos.
Well, one person is from the U.S.
Okay, so it always
and
is
so
that.
it's always somebody coming from another country, and there's some mail order bride vibes for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, very specifically, there's also one of my favorite. Oh my God, this show.
Why do you like it so much? Do you know?
Because it's so uncomfortable.
Oh, I see.
It's so uncomfortable because the person who's the U.S. citizen is sort of because they have all these sort of, they talk to them one-on-one.
Yeah.
They have the whole, the whole reality show sort of
getting blown out or what?
On the video? Yeah, I think we are.
Blown out.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll fix it later.
Okay.
But they'll sort of be like, so, what brings you to the U.S.? And the person will sort of be like, I don't know, I just want to live here. And you're like, doesn't seem like a great idea to get married.
Yeah.
But okay. It's so weird.
So what happens in the end?
So cringy.
So do they?
No, there is no end. It's an ongoing reality show.
But I thought it was 90 days. So what if they catch you in the end that you're like,
so here's the thing. The 90 days is about whether or not you're allowed to even give this a try.
Oh, I see.
But then, so there, for example, there's a woman from Ohio or Midwestern state and a guy from Jamaica. And he was accepted into the program. And now it's all about well, is he legit? Or is he just using her? So it's
Interesting.
It's-
Actually, that
it's-
sounds
it's-
somewhat interesting to me.
It's tough stuff.
It's
it
funny.
really is.
It's funny because I saw we share a sort of a video program.
Nope.
Anyway, I know what you're watching at all times of the day. I just know, and you know the same with me.
Heather and I have a little bootleg stuff going
do.
on. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we're not washed out anymore. Interesting. All right. So that is, I love that. I might have to watch a few minutes with you at some point just to see what you mean, but I think I get it.
I know your style.
You do.
I don't really think you would like the show.
Very.
But this is my kind of show because it's so hard to watch.
See, yeah, I probably would have a hard time with that.
Yeah. Like mothers crying.
Oh, God. It's like Jerry Springer stuff. I can't.
It's not Jerry Springer stuff, but it's literally people coming to a country for reasons beyond love and being like,
Yeah.
ugh, now I have to deal with you.
Where do they find these people?
I don't know.
See, casting a reality show is really hard. I mean, we kind of had we worked on a reality show together at Lionsgate. It's a tough one. It's a really hard, format. I don't know, to pull off. It's not really my cup of tea, but I wanted to, it was funny. So the other day, I don't even remember the context, but someone had mentioned sort of in passing that I have a short attention span. And I kind of was like, okay, screw you, at first. And then I thought,
who are you?
Yeah, like what? Okay. And then I started to think about it more. What makes someone capable of like deep diving into something and really focusing on one thing and not getting, not diverting their attention or, I found a lot of interesting articles about positive qualities when you have a short attention span.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about a few of those. There was a Microsoft report actually not that long ago that said that the average human attention span shrunk from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds in 2013. So it's definitely gotten worse, obviously, with technology. I guess goldfish have like the worst attention span in the world because they're always like,
Yeah, I've heard this about goldfish.
They are getting shorter. But have you ever thought about it in the sense of like we're just getting a little more selective? I thought it was sort of an interesting kind of like
as to what deserves our attention.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I thought it was kind of interesting to like, flip the switch a little bit. Like, well, what's the other side of this? Because there's always two sides to things. I think that like in a way, yeah, we pay attention to the things that matter the most. Like maybe we're scanning a little more of like what deserves our attention. I think that people who are a little bit more, I guess scattered maybe isn't the right word, but I think that those people tend to be good at bringing people together to make things happen. They kind of pool together like talent and make kind of big ideas happen. I think that people with short attention spans tend to have big, maybe out of the box ideas because they are, maybe more connected to a variety of things. So it helps kind of trigger thought and innovation as opposed to being really good at one thing and just kind of going down this kind of rabbit hole. I'm not saying that's not a great thing because I think it's wonderful. I have an uncle who's a chemist at Stanford and all he does is study like microscopic, creatures. And I think it's fascinating. I think it's really cool that people can really focus on one area of study.
Yeah. I also can't really relate.
I can't either.
I have a hard time focusing on anything.
Me too. And but see, I enjoy the cornucopia of life. I want to be that way. Yeah. I want to have a variety of knowledge so that like if I go to a party, I go to a dinner party, someone talks about, I don't know, like traveling in Japan.
We're masters of none.
Exactly.
But on purpose.
Exactly. Like I feel like I could probably talk a little bit about almost any subject if I were, you can test me, but like I feel pretty confident that I could kind of have a conversation with anybody about pretty much anything. Maybe I can't deep dive into, the deep science of like some,
what about
sea
like
creature, but
anyway, yeah, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I get
then
it.
I think finally is sort of like, I think there's a bigger vision involved. I think that, you can quickly kind of scan the world and for like the best ideas and people and opportunities and that sort of thing. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. Like I like to kind of flip things around and like sort of play devil's advocate with stuff. And I thought that was kind of interesting because, someone called me out and now I'm calling you out. I like my short attention span. All right.
There you go. There you go. I share that with you as well.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, sometimes it gets me in trouble.
Oh,
but
for sure.
for the most part, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't love anything enough to be obsessed with that one thing.
No, except our show.
Well, of course. But the whole point of the show is to have variety, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I relish in
Me too.
being like, okay, on to the next.
And
on to the
variety
next.
is the spice of life, as they say.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's an actual saying.
It really is. They say it. Those people out there. People in the world.
Hey, everybody, if you are interested in more spices of life, you should subscribe to our podcast. HaveSuchAGoodDay.com is probably the best place to start.
Yes, and iTunes, just go to podcasts. You can search us in the iTunes search bar. We have 17 episodes up. And in fact, we have 3 early episodes that don't have numbers. They're just sort of further familiarizing you with us. They were kind of like little test episodes.
Yeah, it was sort of like episode 0, episode 0.1.
Exactly. God, remember that? That seemed like
I
so
know.
long ago.
And it wasn't
It wasn't really. It's so
wasn't
fun.
really that long
I
ago.
love the history of this. It's great.
I know.
But yeah, subscribe to us on iTunes. And or any podcast app, Pocket Cast I use, Stitcher,
Sure.
Overcast.
Yeah. Breaker actually is
that a
an
new
app.
one? I've never heard that.
It's not new, but an actual a mutual friend of you know her too,
Actually,
Leah Culver.
Yeah, I do know Breaker.
Is one of the lead engineers, anyway, founder, I believe, of Breaker, and it's a social podcast app.
Oh, that's fun.
So I actually just because she was over at PatreCon last weekend. And I've been kind of checking that out. I love a good podcast app.
Me too. I love my Pocket Cast. That
Pocket
it
Cast
costs,
is a good
I
one.
think $10, but it's kind of worth it. It's really slick.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. However you want to digest our show, we have video and audio options, and we welcome you however you'd like to join us.
And please email us at hi@havesuchAgoodday.com just to I don't know, you can say anything. We get really fun notes from people. In fact, today I got this guy Jake Adams. He's one of our our regulars. He's really into movies and music, and he always writes a very thoughtful, long response to some of the stuff we talk about. Like the one, and he's cool. Like he's into it. He responded to my. I did a list of my favorite horror movies last week, and he responded with his. It's very thoughtful, and I really enjoy his emails. So please email us early and often, as Sarah would say.
Hi@havesuchAgoodday.com. Also, ideas for content, feedback on past episodes, all that stuff. We're all in this boat together, man.
We are.
So
sorry about the helicopters.
yeah, I mean, somebody's getting arrested tonight.
Seriously.
Heather, did you do something?
No, but I'm about to. We're gonna go bar hopping a little bit. We're gonna go check out a few new bars in the hood. So
we are.
We're gonna wrap the show so we can get out there and get groovy.
The ghetto birds and us will be
The ghetto birds. Yes.
will be
The pigeons and the possums and the rats.
That's right, all of them. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening to Have Such a Good Day. For all you $5 or more patrons, what the heck? Please stay tuned because we have a bonus topic coming up. Everybody else, see you next week.
See you next week. Have such a good day.